Hello? Hello?
Little lower, just a wee bit. That's
Right
good.
there.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shabbat shalom. I need
Uncle Leo, what's doing, Uncle Leo? Keeping you well? There we go. That's what I like. Make sure you go on to Broadway.
And remember when we do the modes to you part so that I can introduce you.
Oh, I can bark. I can dance.
You earned that.
Oh, you are.
You have a pen or pencil on you that I can borrow.
It's my bonus.
Right there. Thanks. I'll give it right back. Thank you. Matov,
Matov,
Uma,
Uma,
Naim,
Naim,
Sheverachim, Sheverachim, Gam Yachad. Hine,
Hine,
Matov,
Matov,
Uma,
Uma,
Naim,
Naim,
Sheverachim, Sheverachim, Gam Yachad.
Yachad.
Hine, Matov,
Hine Matov,
Uma, Naim,
Uma, Naim,
Sheverachim,
Sheverachim,
Gam Yachad.
Gam Yachad.
Hine, Matov,
Hine Matov,
Uma, Naim,
Uma, Naim,
Sheverachim,
Sheverachim,
Gam Yachad.
Gam Yachad.
Hine matov u'manaim,
Sheverachim gam yachad.
Hine matov u'manaim, Sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov, Sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov, Sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manaim, Sheverachim gam yachad.
Good evening and a pre-Shabbat Shalom. I think I'm allowed to say that before we actually begin. Don't we say Happy New Year the day before Rosh Hashanah? So I can say Shabbat Shalom just minutes away. Welcome everyone. Please begin the ceremony on page 124 in our Siddur. And for those watching locally, out of town, from around the world, and our newest country, Kreplachistan, I think there's two. Thank you very much, my audience here. Okay. Thank you for viewing. You will be on page 1. We'll read responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
We will now go into the candle blessing. I'd like to invite Linda Righteous. Thank you for doing the honors. That is page 120 and also page 1 in your remote Siddur.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Let's continue reading together. Sanctuary need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Now turn in your prayer books, please, page 125, page 1, remotely. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burden that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Together, help me to withdraw for a while from the flights of time. Contain the retreat of the hours and the days from the group of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. May these Shabbat hours of rest and renewal, now begun, open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise for us all.
And we continue on page 142 in Mishkan Tefillah, page 2 in the satellite Siddur. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashait, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barakuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In Mishkan Tefillah, we turn the page to 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish responsively. Yitkadosh, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach yirutei, Ve'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon, U'v'yomechon, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מברך, לעלמון עלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך, וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה, ושירתה, תושבחתה, ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו Amen. As we turn the page, we continue and rise for Baruch Hu, which we do responsively. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavorach. Baruch Adonai HaMavorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please turn in your prayer books to page 149 and page 3, remote. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Together, creator of the tide, of time and light, your guide at the current of day and to night, as heaven spans to infinity, yet sets its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows.
And I seal your beautiful reading. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim.
We continue on. This is an hour of change. Let's read this together at the bottom of the page, second paragraph. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brothers, my sisters, or cross over? Now, please join me on page 150 at the bottom of the page together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvah, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night will we reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel.
And again, I seal your beautiful reading. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. V'hayu Adorim ha'ileh asher Elohim etzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Please turn in your Siddur to page 157, and I will ask you to join in after our first paragraph. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that though there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nada b'kodesh. Nora tehilot o seifele. Nora tehilot o seifele. Malchutecha rahuvanecha bokei ayam lifneim Moshe u'Miriam ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam ba'ed Adonai imloch le'olam ba'ed V'ne'emar ki fadad Adonai et Yaakov וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גיא ישראל. יא אלוהי 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 יא אלוהי 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 אלוהי.
We continue on page 161, page 6 remotely. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Together, watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai Haborei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Haborei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo ve'al Yerushalayim shalom ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai Haborei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Getting back in the groove for the rabbi returning the week after next. V'shamru, page 162, V'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dodotam b'rish olam. V'shamru, V'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dodotam b'rish olam. Not the week after next, the month after that week. Meini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam איתי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please turn to your page 164, where we will begin Tefillah. We continue to page 180. Please stand, and we'll worship silently. Meditation.
Oseh Shalom b'mromav uyaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen.
meditation, the most personal conversation with ourselves, the time when we may embrace the wisdom and experience of our years, the time when we may recognize and let go of our worries.
We turn now to page 371. We especially want to offer prayers for those in need of healing, whether body, spirit, and mind. We've been asked for our congregation for healing for Leah Jacobson, Joan Thompson, Bert Thompson, Bert Posner, Roberta Schwartz, Joanne Blau, Shirley Posner, Larry Satcher, Beth Pavlo, Stephen Roberts, Herb Wallach, Carol Gross, for our extended family, Talora Batshira, Robert D'Onofrio, John Vernon, Ella Monasterio, Julie Fitzgerald, Susan Donahue, Margaret Gallivan, Pamela Michel, Gary Singer, Peter Giori, Linda Gagnon, Christy Raymond, Tom Malata, Brandon Ben Sharon, Roger Adujeski, Teddy Emerson, Steve Dukeman, Rosa Footlick, Barbara Kretschmar, Jay Orumland, Mary Finnisand, Pete Karachi, Henry Berner, Bill Kusin, Denise Sparks, Lenora Savannah, Debbie Jarris. Their names you all would like to add to this list? Linda? Anyone else?
Phil Citron, Tony Lally.
Then we turn to page 371 and join me in singing Debbie Friedman's setting of Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I'd like to bring up, please, to say the blessing over the wine, my dear friend, Dr. Jonathan Greenfeld.
We turn to page 123 and rise.
The seventh day is consecrated to the eternal God. On Shabbat, eternal sign of creation, we remember that we are created in the divine image. We therefore raise the cup in thanksgiving. Let us read together from the top of the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagofen. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagofen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzonu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu b'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Is Linda gonna cut this? Oh, I see it.
Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila v'nismacha. Hava nagila, hava nagila, hava nagila v'nismacha. Hava niranana, hava niranana, hava niranana v'nismacha. Hava niranana, hava niranana, hava niranana v'nismacha.
Everybody. Uru, Urachim, Urachim b'lev sameach, Urachim b'lev sameach, Urachim b'lev sameach, Urachim b'lev sameach, Urachim, Urachim b'lev sameach. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Thank you. As they say, my new motto, come for the challah, stay for the service. Mark?
This evening, we have two parashiot. We have Matot and we have Masa'eh. And our presenter is going to cover the entirety of both. So I gladly turn over the lectern to my friend, Charlie Blum.
Thank you, Cantor. Primarily, today's parsha will be on Matot. It begins with laws about vows promises that we make with our words. In ancient times, these vows were binding, and they carried spiritual weight. Today, we may not make formal vows, but we still live in a world where words matter. We promise to be there for loved ones, to support causes, or to take better care of ourselves. Yet how often do we break these promises, casually assuming that our intentions are enough? Matot teaches us that integrity begins with accountability, especially to our own words. In a world where trust feels fragile, politics, relationships, and even within ourselves, honoring what we say can be a quiet but radical act of faith. The Parsha then turns to the Israelites' battle in Midian, a difficult section involving violence and war. Now, while the violence can feel distant or unsettling, it prompts a deeper question. What are the battles that we're called on to fight today? Not necessarily with weapons, but with courage. With courage against injustice, courage against apathy, courage against the inner voice that tells us that we're not capable of change. The Torah challenges us not to be passive in the face of moral challenge. In Matot, we see a beautiful model of community negotiation with Moses and the tribes of Reuben and Gad. We see a negotiation that results in a balancing of individual needs with community responsibility. In today's terms, it's a lesson of compromise and contribution. We all have different paths and privileges, but we're all part of something so much larger than ourselves. Whether it's our families, our communities, our global challenges, Matot reminds us that you can choose your place, but you must show up for others. In my personal career, I had the opportunity to book hundreds of entertainers, and it would follow with a contract after I had the conversation with the artists themselves, possibly, the manager or the agents. And they would send a contract that also included hundreds of pages. Now, our parent company had about 6 attorneys on staff, but not one attorney examined those contracts. I would look at the terms that I had negotiated with, might be 5, 6, 7 points, and the rest didn't matter, because I gave them my word that I would do what I said I would do, and they gave their word that they would perform like they said they would perform. I had been taught early in my career that your word is your bond, and I have tried to abide by that. In an age of digital noise and fleeting attention, where promises can vanish into the ether of texts and tweets, Matot offers a quiet counterculture wisdom. Integrity begins by honoring what we say. Matot also deals with wars and fighting, but for many of us, we take a contemporary look at Matot. These are not literal wars, but personal and moral ones. The fight against cynicism in a world flooded with bad news. The fight for justice when inequality persists all around us. The internal battle against habits that no longer serve us. The Torah doesn't glorify violence, but it does challenge complacency. It tells us that there are moments when neutrality is not a virtue, times when silence is a form of complicity. So as we enter this Shabbat, Matot calls us to examine 3 things. 1, do we mean what we say? Well, I know I'm guilty of saying, I'll call you tomorrow, and I think the cantor can attest to that. So I apologize. I'll call you Sunday. Are we willing to engage in these hard battles, internal or external, when it matters most? Are we contributing in our own way to the collective journey? Parsha Matot is a reminder that within every community, family, workplace, congregation, not everyone will walk the same path. Some will be more observant, others more secular. Some will be more public-facing, others behind the scenes. And yet, the central question remains. Are you showing up for the whole? Are you fighting for the collective good, even if your day-to-day looks different? Do you understand that your personal comfort shouldn't come at the cost of communal obligation? Matot doesn't demand uniformity, but it does demand participation. So as we reflect on the Parsha, here are a few questions we might ask ourselves as we enter Shabbat. What promises have I made? To others? To myself? To God? What promises that maybe I need to revisit? Where in my life have I been avoiding a necessary battle, a confrontation, a courageous choice? Am I contributing to the community that I care about, even if my path is different than others? Parsha Matot is not flashy. No. It's not full of thunder or spectacle. No. But it's powerful in its simplicity. It reminds us that integrity, courage, commitment are the building blocks of a sacred life. Not just in ancient Israel, but right here and right now. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Charlie. Shabbat Shalom. Greetings from our Board of Directors. I welcome visitors worshiping with us tonight and invite you to stay on hand for the Oneg Shabbat following services. Tonight's Oneg was coordinated by Mary Pinto, Heather Greenfield, and Barbara Holtz. Our lovely flowers are donated by Jonathan and Heather Greenfield in honor of Charlie Bloom and Cantor Harry. Current details of everything going on in congregational life can be found at our website, in our monthly newsletter, The Messenger, and the semi-weekly email notifications we send to the membership. Tonight, I remind everyone, the office will be mailing out the High Holiday Honors invitations on August 1st. The Chess Club meets at JCMI every Tuesday from 9:30 to 12. Please notify Irv Pavlov if you have an interest. JCMI has Pony Canasta every Thursday at 12 p.m. Contact Beth Weinberg via email. The Women's Book Club flyer is around the building and on our website, so you can start your reading during the summer. The office is selling Memorial Yahrzeit candles if you have a need. Do not forget to bring in food for those in the community who are less fortunate when you come on Fridays, or leave a donation in the tzedakah box, and I thank you for that. And now, as we move to the conclusion of tonight's service, I invite to the Bima our final honorees, Elizabeth and William Bunton. Let us please reopen our prayer books to page 586 and rise together for Elena.
I got to say, as they're coming up, well, many moons ago, before moving to Northern Collier, we had a couple, an extremely active and wonderful couple, the Buntons. Jean, some of the best baking we ever had, and Ted, who agreed to be president one year when no one would do it. And Jean's with us tonight with her family. We are very lucky to have you here. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגוד עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad. Thank you.
You may be
Please be
seated.
seated. When I die, give what's left of me away. Give it away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Tonight we are in the Shiva for Dr. Ron Tuaron and Shloshim for Kennedy Ann Jacobs and Ted Bunton. And this week, yard sites are for Linda Burnett, Selena Bernstein, Hilda Beshevan Benton, Sarah Gawker, Erna Hiller Goldschmidt, Alan Hyman, Alexander Cantor, Lillian Meidnick, George Marco, David Portney, Dr. Willard W. Rosenberg, Belle Shapiro, my Aunt Edith Shapiro, and Francis Cooperman Weigler. Is there anyone whose name you would like added, please? Then as we turn to page 598, we rise for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach yo'utei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon u'vyome chon, u'b'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'l'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadad, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
To conclude this evening's service, we turn to page 626 and join in one of our favorites, Ein Keloheinu. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Shabbat Shalom. And let's
Shabbat
all
Shalom.
reconvene in the social hall. Well, in the mirror room.